season 2, very excited to see what we're going to see.
Yeah, me too.
Really, if you think about the time that Jamie and Claire have known each other, it hasn't been a long time. So I'm wondering, are they still spending a lot of time getting to know each other at this point in season 2?
Well, yes, they do, and not only because it's been a short time, but because they've been through so much at the end of season 1.
Ron, how did you approach that as far as the characterness of them and them just getting to know each other still?
Well, it was just moving it, it was advancing it beyond courtship into marriage, and now, Claire's pregnant, so it's different responsibilities. They are still getting to know each other in some fundamental ways, but they have such a deep, commitment and bond to one another that you're telling a really interesting story on TV, because usually a relationship story on TV is all about coming together, falling apart, coming together, cheating, and there's just all this sort of machinations and twists that they usually put a couple through. And one of the interesting things of this whole series is once Claire and Jamie are together, there's this unbreakable kind of bond, and that's fun and interesting to write for just because it is so unique.
Is there kind of a fish out of water element to them being in France? Because I'm assuming that they don't know that culture too well.
Yeah. Well, Jamie has been there before. He spent 2 years in Paris, at the university when he was a younger man. So he's a little more adjusted to it, and Claire is pretty much rolling with the punches as she goes.
Okay. And what's the Black Jack Randall-ness of it all? Do we know when he'll be popping back up, or I assume he will eventually?
You think that?
You never know. You think whatever you want to think, yeah.
And just a last question, how we're going to see Jamie's, I guess not persona, but his character went through a lot at the end of last season because of Jack. What do we see going forward with him?
There is fallout from that and repercussions. Those events happen, so they change him personally, and he'll be grappling with the after effects of that, as the season begins.